Hey, in case you haven't heard, mobile sports betting has been legal in the state of Ohio since January. BetQL is here to help you make the most informed bets possible. Get all of today's best bets by heading to BetQL.com or make it easy on yourself and download that BetQL app. Claim your free 3-day trial today. Head to BetQL.com/news/923 The Fan, where you can get all those fabulous exclusive sportsbook offers.
He's Daryl Ryder. I'm Andy Baskin. It is always game day in Cleveland, brought to you locally by Smiley One and Bryant, Northeast Ohio's premier heating and cooling systems. All right, so Daryl, I getting a lot of negative vibe about where the Browns are with the quarterback situation. Totally understand it. I get it. You don't have Deshaun Watson, and I think what's worse, you don't have the hope of Deshaun Watson coming back next year for the rest of the season. You're not going to see him until next year. I want to talk about Deshaun in a second. I do want to say, though, with DTR, I want to see what the difference is. And you said in the free period that you were able to watch him going up against Air, he didn't look good. Well, maybe he's a little bit nervous. Maybe he's saying, all right, I got another chance. Maybe that's why Andrew Berry was talking to him a little bit afterwards, as you had said.
Well,
I do think, though,
Andrew had that conversation with him.
Would say that again?
That was before practice, that conversation.
Oh. All right, well, good. Then he had this conversation with him before practice. I just think this – I hear you. The situation is just different this time. The defense he's going up against is pretty damn good. So I think that scares me more than anything, no matter who the quarterback was.
Well, see, here's the problem, guys. He didn't go up against the defense. He's literally throwing a freaking football on air.
Yeah, I know you're talking about practice. I'm going to the game. I'm talking about Sunday against the Steelers. I mean, I think there's a huge difference this week where if you're a head coach, your job is to get this kid coached up for Sunday. Yeah. That's your job, man. You want to be you want people to not criticize you. You want people to wonder why you're a coach. Look, in some ways, Stefanski's got this big piece of clay sitting in front of him, a big piece of clay that they handed to him and said, here you go, mold it, shape it, try to figure it out. I see your face here in pain. That you've got the opportunity, and now you've got a couple days to work with him, right? This isn't handing him the ball at 10:30 on Sunday morning. This isn't bring 10 pairs of underwear to pants or 10 pairs of underwear under your pants for the game on Sunday. You're dying on me right now. I just think that telling him today on Wednesday gives you the opportunity to have a little wheel-up time.
What movie was it where they were sitting at the pottery wheel trying? That's the image that I have in my head right now. It's Kevin Stefanski helping DTR at the pottery wheel. I'm sorry.
The problem would be that Kevin would no longer be with us. He'd be coming back as a ghost.
What movie was that, by the way?
Ghost. Was it a Ghost? I thought it was called Ghost. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's the
Demi Moore.
In my head as you were describing molding this guy.
He's got clay, man. He's got to go work with it, my friend. We got no other choice. I mean, what else are you going to do? What are we just going to walk in and go, our defense is pretty good, but screw it. Let's just waste another year of Myles Garrett. Something's got to happen here.
Yeah.
I don't see them getting.
Hey, listen.
Maybe I'm just trying to be too much of an optimist, and I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. I want to see what DTR does. I think he's going to play better than he did against the Ravens. I don't think he can play any worse than he did against the Ravens.
Wait a minute. Did you just say you don't think you can play worse? Do you
yes.
Not football team you're watching on Sunday? This is the Browns. It can always be worse.
This is not the same Daryl Ryder that was talking to me the other day in the first podcast this week, or the earlier podcast.
I'm about ready to open a bottle of Jack Daniels over here because this is just you can't make this up. Someone posted, a buddy of mine on Facebook posted, only the Browns would have their quarterback go in for an MRI on his ankle and he comes out with a broken shoulder. Like you can't make this up. They need to bulldoze that facility over there in Berea and build somewhere else. That thing is built on some ancient burial ground that is pissed off the football universe. There's ever since, let's see, think of all the bad, that's happened since Art Modell built that place in the 90s. First, the damn team left. Then they come back, right? I mean, there has been stuff that has happened to this franchise. Gary Baxter blew out not one, but two knees on the same freaking play. You had a player's career end because he got hit in the eye by a freaking flag. You lost the game because a guy took his helmet off celebrating prematurely. And the Chiefs got to kick a field goal to win it. You lost another game to the Ravens of all teams on a kick six. Like, and that's the tip of the iceberg. We haven't even gotten to the good stuff yet. Like, it is, you can't make this up. Of just the stuff that this I am serious. Like, they don't need to do a stadium study. They don't need to do an injury history study. They need to do a burial ground study and find out. Like, maybe they need to bring in Pedro Serrano. I don't know what they have to do to lift the curse of this franchise, but they can't go a week without anything good happening to them, without it going to hell in a handbasket almost immediately. I'm still beside myself that all of this has happened in the last not even 12 hours. We're not even into 12 hours into this, Andy, and I still can't believe that this has happened to the Browns. And I still can't believe that Deshaun played a half of football with a broken shoulder. And he
wanted to come back. This was the best part of the story, I thought, today, that Deshaun had said that, and there was a report out that he was like, hey, just shoot me up and send me back out there. And then the only reason he's not playing is because they told him he could totally destroy his entire shoulder.
Yeah.
If he went back out there and took another hit.
Yeah. Like, again, this whole situation has my mind blown. It really does. It is just like I said, it's just another one on the mile-long list of if it can go wrong, it's going to go wrong for the Browns. Like, they have nothing to show for 6 draft picks and $230 million 2 years in. Nothing to show for it. Like, that's the other part of this. Like we talked about on the midday show with you and Jeff Phelps. Like, this is because of what they invested in him, contract wise.
Yep.
They're up against it here. There's no question about it. Like, and that earlier in the season, right, when people were all getting nervous about Deshaun and Kevin and whether this was going to work. And I said, listen, man, y'all better pray to God that this works, because if it doesn't work, the Browns are up the creek without a paddle in a very, very bad way. And I hate to be Mr. Doom and Gloom on this podcast, but I have to speak from a realistic point of view. And that is that, I have no expectations of Dorian Thompson-Robinson. None whatsoever. I just hope the kid doesn't get hurt, and I hope he doesn't throw a bunch of interceptions and get strip sacked and stuff like that. Right? Like,
right.
That's what I hope for there. And the defense can turn into, the great Tampa Bay Buccaneers defense, or the 85 Bears defense, or the Baltimore Raven defense that won the Super Bowl. Like that is the hope. But my expectation right now of this team ceiling, their prospects, I have none. Because I don't think it's realistic. And if I don't feel like it's realistic, Andy, I don't think it's fair either. You know what I mean?
No, I hear you.
If they make the playoffs this year, it'll be an achievement. It will be a great achievement, in spite of everything. Here's the other thing. They've lost Jack Conklin, Nick Chubb, Deshaun Watson. They still have 8 games to play.
And who knows what the offensive line is going to look like this week, too. We don't know. But we did get a little bit of good news. Let's come back. We'll talk about that in a second. It's always game day in Cleveland. And then I got to ask you, why did they make the decision to go with DTR? That's I'm still trying to figure that one out. Maybe you can answer it when we come back. It's always game day in Cleveland.